Yo. I see my name up in lights. Go hard or go home, no slacking in my sector. Just forget about the fortune, forget about the fame. Speak your truth, and let that be the reason they remember your name. Weight of the world tonight. Can you feel the pressure that builds inside? Can you feel it? Yo.
Hey, yo, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to an all-new edition of Max Wrestling episode 417. This is a special TSK Takeover edition, as we are just 3 stops away from PromoMania, my favorite number, episode 420. This is your soon-to-be new Max Wrestling World Champion. Speaking of joined tonight are the coolest cats in the land, the TSK. I got my man, Robert Davis, and of course, you know him, the man they call DC, Daniel Crimmins, both competitors at PromoMania.
Put some respect on the name, Max Wrestling Television Champion. Let's
Max Wrestling Television Champion. Pardon me, I'm not used to the hosting duties on this side.
Right now, until PromoMania, I'm the top champ.
He's the top guy because there is no world champ, but again, we'll get into that later on in the show. Speaking of DC, and as he's jumping in and out of here, coming up tonight, he's got a huge announcement. I got a huge announcement. Plus, John Cena punches his ticket to WrestleMania for the U.S. title. TK has another dumb announcement and another brutal world title match after Revolution. Is Bryan Danielson going home? Is he retiring? We'll have to find out more. But before we begin, you better hit that subscribe button on youtube.com/Max Wrestling. Follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, and wherever you are listening. And do not forget to hit up that lovely brand new website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com, for all your Max Wrestling needs. Now, before we get too antsy, how we doing tonight, boys? How we doing?
We're good.
Just finished up Dynamite, real easy life. We like what we saw.
Solid couple days of wrestling.
Solid couple days.
Very solid.
Especially coming off the fact that we are coming off a Revolution. That's our headliner tonight. We're going to kind of break it down as best as we can without going too crazy into it. You know, obviously, we'll probably give our quick little match of the night or whatever, but we'll try to break it down as fast as we can.
And
so,
even, you know, got to give credit where credit is due. Roxanne Perez and Miko Satomura last night was solid.
See, it's one of these things where I'm like, I'm missing NXT. And this is that when I'm missing out on. I heard about her collapsing afterwards, but then again, I'm not getting hit by,
Murder Grandma.
Thank you, Murder Grandma. I was going to say Mrs. Murder Grandpa. I mean, yeah, that works even better.
I'm telling you, Roxanne Perez, that girl, she's, 21? She's going to be a star for years to come.
Yeah.
Absolutely, baby.
Apparently, the collapsing was a callback to when Sean did it on Raw in 94, 95, something like that. 97. You know, it might not be an episode we haven't covered yet on Retro.
Just means y'all got to stay tuned.
I heard that one. I was like, either that or it was just before the thing, but who knows? Maybe we have to look that one up and do like a special edition. It'll be fun. Trust me, Retro will get fun if we decide to change up some ways. But Revolution, the whole show was fun. We kept looking at that card. I know I kept looking at that card, saying there's too many rehashed, redone fucking matches that we've seen on Dynamite, but all of them have come out to be a better overall match. Ricky Starks, Chris Jericho opened up the show, went a little over 13 minutes. The Jericho Appreciation Society banned from ringside. This is the one that I got too late, caught it later on, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. Chris Jericho is a star maker. I cannot have him lose this star-making ability. I need him to kind of go on hiatus for a little bit. But with the trios thing that we got going down coming up next week in Canada, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I know he's got a Fozzy tour coming up. They're playing somewhat near me in a couple of weeks, and
there you go.
I don't know a lot of 50-plus-year-old dudes that can do what he does at the level he does.
No.
And then especially coming right off tour, too. Come on there.
Right, but I think back to your point about that star-making thing. He's just had this match with Ricky Starks. He, got Action and Andretti in there. He's been on. People are just like, Chris is losing. He's losing. I'm like, is he really losing though? Like, he's still putting his flavor on the future of wrestling. It's his name is going to be in the echelon of wrestling for the next 20 years with what he's done with Action Andretti, Ricky Starks, Sammy Guevara. I mean, look at Sammy 4 years ago to where he's been in the last 4 months.
Exactly. You got to think about all that stuff, dude. You have to think about the whole 3.5 year run. This guy's put over. You can talk shit about the Mimosa match, but were you paying attention to Orange Cassidy before then?
Probably not.
MJF.
Hey, come on.
Look at his program with MJF.
Well, hold on. When they were buddy. You got to go. If you really want to go back to when he was making stars without having to do too much, when they were buddy. And they were doing that fucking, the goddamn Broadway sing-em-a-thing. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
before the Pat Buckery took over, I think it was pretty unanimous, at least amongst our little group here, that segment was, fucking brilliant.
It was money.
Can we send Pat Buck to Impact or, something?
No, just keep him away from Impact.
No, because then you're going to harm Impact. If you could send him to an indie that's in the middle of nowhere, where's fucking Kyle live again? Nebraska? Send him to Nebraska. Make fucking Kyle have to deal with his ass. We don't got to deal with that shit. But okay, so I don't want to really stick on one match too many.
I got there's a lot place to cover real quick.
Go for it, please.
Control your narrative.
He's got all the fucking answers. Send him in a box, which is exactly what happened to Christian, I should say, as he went down in the casket match, the final burial. It's a fucking casket match. But Jungle Boy Jack Perry beats Christian Cage. First off, I never thought we'd see a casket match on AEW television or on AEW pay-per-view, AEW period. I think I would never see it outside of the E. But then again, I stick with the character narrative, you know what I mean? Because of Undertaker, you got to have a casket match, you know what I mean? It makes sense. Or buried alive, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But in this one, it was just hopefully a true burial to their feud. I'm kind of hoping that Christian is oh yeah, hey, I came back for you to beat me, and then I'm going to go away now. I'm going to leave for a little bit. Or maybe go to Ring of Honor? I don't know.
I mean, that's always possible. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. Hopefully this was the end of it. Because, I mean, this has probably dragged on longer than it should have. And I know Christian got hurt, and that kind of probably prolonged it longer than it needed to be. But hopefully this is it.
I'm with you. I'm hoping this is it. He fucking buried him alive.
Yeah.
Okay, it was.
How do you come back from that? How do you come back from that?
There is no way of coming back from that. You just don't.
That's what's so great about professional wrestling. It doesn't really have to make sense.
You're a bazillion and a half. But real quick, what's next for Jungle Boy?
I know we were kind of trying to figure this out amongst our group as well. I mean, we all thought that he needed this win, and he absolutely did.
Oh, hell yeah!
But what was this win going to do for him?
I don't think there was really either way for either winner. It's okay, then what?
Exactly.
TNT title. Maybe you have him show up on Ring of Honor. Maybe honestly, I'd like to see him and Wheeler Yuta go at it.
That'd be a good one.
Be fun.
I'd like to see that.
It'd be entertaining. See if Jungie can go.
You got to understand, high school LA kid. He did have an amateur background. I don't know if that's gonna be able to hang with a guy that hits as hard as Wheeler does, but I mean, it's something. But then again, I look at it and there's a bunch of different things that I can do. You could do with Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I just want to call him fucking all these different names. But there's a bunch of things you could do with Jungle Boy. And my immediate first thing was the TNT title. I thought if Wardlow was going to win, he'd be a super easy guy to easily go ahead and just take it right off of him. I thought of another. I thought of him maybe going after the international, the All Atlantic, the whatever the fuck you want to call it, and the hot Jungle Boy the international, fine, well, I guess we'll fucking already do it, the international title, and you can already have him be the guy that finally beats Orange Cassidy. I sure the fuck hope it's not Jarrett, but again, we'll bitch about that later on in the show. But that's where I'm at, and I'm glad Rob came back at the perfect time because as much as I loved the main event, I've been clamoring, I have been dying, I've been begging for the House of Black versus the Elite for as long as the both of them have been in this company, and we finally got it. I know I probably well overrated it my damn self. I gave it like 5 1/4, and I don't give a shit. I'll fight anybody. It's my opinion. Kiss my ass. But this was excellent. It needed to go down the exact way that it went down. I mean, everybody thought, Malachi should have pinned Kenny. Could have been like a foreshadowing thing. Sure. I mean, for us fantasy bookers, it sounds good. It makes perfect sense. But all that matters is they won the trios titles. And they did. And we're already going to get like another really good, I guess, 3-way trios match with the Jericho Appreciation Society, the Elite, and the House of Black. And I'm a tad worried. They're already going to fuck over the House of Black.
Because they're in Manitoba. You got Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. Like, you really going to have these two, the biggest probably Canadian stars in the company, probably in the world. I'll go that far. And you're going to have them both lose in their hometown?
That's some WWE level stuff.
That doesn't bode well for the house.
Sir.
Vince would do that.
Vince would do that 1,000%. He would 1,000%. It doesn't matter if it's your goddamn
That's
hometown.
the shit.
Oh yeah, think of the heat. I can hear it now. But yeah, I'm okay. So if there's fucking smart, if TK is smart, and I know I've said that line on this show in front of you guys the whole 9 yards. If TK is smart. House of Black retains in Canada. I get it. It's fucking Jericho. It's Kenny Omega. Boo fucking who. Okay? As fucking DC has stated, and as it's kind of already become public knowledge at points, because, people actually don't mind going to a Fozzy concert. When they know his fucking tours are up, it's time for him to go bye-bye. So why do you need to start feeding him wins? You know what I mean?
Right.
But we already said, and it works out perfectly if the Elite kind of just go like this. Not obviously not like that, like not separate, but have Kenny be the single, have fucking the Bucks go back to the tag division. If FTR is really going to be gone, which again, that's something else we can get into later on, considering their podcast and all this and that. Wouldn't you kind of maybe want one more go with the Bucks before you get the fuck out of there?
Why not?
So I'm just.
I think what you do, like, if I'm booking the end of this match, I have Jericho to eat the win or eat the loss. I have him maybe he gets hit with the Black Mist.
Right.
I like that one. I think that's probably the best way to do this. I mean, during this match too, we also saw like some foreshadowing of singles matches for Kenny. I think that we're all foaming at the mouth for Malachi and Kenny, Buddy and Kenny. That's the one I've wanted for the last 6 years.
It's the guy that was Kenny Omega, that was doing all the Kenny Omega moves, and now you finally get him to go bam together, and it's going to be an Osprey Ricochet kind of thing, and I can already feel like some people are going to hate it, and they're going to be a tad too flying, or they're going to be a tad too rough, and then that just means you're a bitch.
Yeah.
And, I want to see Kenny and Brody.
Yeah.
There you go. Me and DC, that's where I'm at
see,
right there.
I like Brody's style. Brody, to me, I get like Undertaker vibes, like young Undertaker. Like not, as slow and bulky. I mean, like he could move quickly
he is deceptively
big
fat.
Guy.
He is an offensive lineman in a literal sense. He's big in size, light on his feet.
He's a brick house.
Shit brick house, this fucking guy.
He's mighty.
Oh God, I love Brody King. He's the man. He is the man. Okay, so this one kind of threw me for a loop because I was expecting the Hulk Hogan move and the whole 9 and the finger poke of doom. I was overbooking it like a son of a bitch. Even fucking DC said last week that it was going to be the finger poke of doom. We didn't get it. But Jamie Hayter shockingly retains against Saraya and Ruby Soho, just for us to get the Ruby Soho turn anyway, because she's team I'm WWE and you guys are from here.
Yeah.
So what now? What do you do with Britt now? I'm sorry, not Britt. What do you do with Jamie now?
I guess you probably start reintroducing some of the ladies we haven't seen in a while. And there's a list of them.
There is a list of them.
There's
Riho just came back.
Like Riho's back. Nyla Rose is going to be on TV next week.
Why not start feeding people Nyla Rose? Why? I don't hate that, but Statlander's been gone for a minute. I want her to be back.
She's getting close. Layla Hirsch is actually training to come back, so she's about to be back.
I like that. What about?
I haven't seen Sheeta in a while. I am not sure what she's doing.
Hikaru Shida. Okay,
last I heard, she was doing some stuff in Japan.
I think that sounds about right.
Well, yeah, in my downtime, I better go back home and make some fucking money. But is it okay? So I think we've talked about this. It's time. I think it's time. If we're fumbling and stumbling and bumbling, and we're not going to be able to pull the Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter trigger right now, which because they're too good of friends, I kind of don't want to fuck it up right now. It's got to be Jade time, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Poor girl's stuck with that damn title. I'm sure she's sick of it too.
Gift of the gods, baby.
You have a triple threat for the TBS title. You have Statlander. We'll say Willow Nightingale and Jade.
Yes, sir.
Anybody. It really could be anybody. So that way, you get the title off Jade without her taking a pin or a submission. And that way, she has that credit of saying, "Hey, I was never pinned. I never tapped out." You have Saraya win the women's title. She doesn't need it long, just a brief run.
I guess.
And then you have her in the ring celebrating. And as she's celebrating, her music cuts. Jade starts. Jade comes out, doesn't even have to do anything, just looks at her and looks at the title. And that's it.
She does the Ronda Rousey without pointing at the sign.
Yeah, basically.
I like it. See, I'm ready for the move. It's time to go.
Simplicity works. Simplicity works.
What's the old saying that they said with the fucking acronym or whatever? It's KISS. Is keep it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Stupid. So some of this got stupid, and it got a lot of heat online. And there's some people that absolutely don't fuck with hardcore matches, death matches, blood, whatever. If you like blood a lot, this was your fucking match. If you like blood a little bit, this was probably your fucking match. If you didn't like it at all, you probably ran away screaming, "It is what it is." Nerd. Hangman Adam Page defeated Jon Moxley. Brutal.
Can the man get his vacation now?
No. Do you see him?
He doesn't want. No. He doesn't want no damn vacation.
No, he doesn't. I really don't think he does.
He's on vacation. Are you kidding me? He's a millionaire who does this for fun. Even his wife said it. Like, this is a hobby for Mox.
This is true. Everybody wonders, like, why he didn't want to hang out in the E. Because I get paid to do this. I'm getting paid to mutilize people. This is fantastic.
Exactly.
He is a sick son of a bitch.
Who are we to stop this man from his passion?
Are you going to stop him? I'm not going to stop him.
I don't know.
I mean, the dude is having
it'd be kind of fun. I mean, that's just me, but.
Right? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like, I look and I just think, and Triple H is thinking, God damn it, I could have done this. I could have done this with him. We could have had this.
To a degree, I'm sure. But
no, we get gas masked Ambrose.
Hey.
I mean, the nerds online were already complaining about the match enough, and it's just like, come on.
These are the people, and I guarantee you, these people didn't watch the match to begin with. Didn't watch it at all. They just read about, they read on some dirt sheet and they're like,
They watch a 40-second spot on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's it.
They don't see the context.
John Moxley is a millionaire who does death matches for fun. He comes from a line of being a death match wrestler, so people, their first exposure to this man was Dean Ambrose, so they're just freaking out because Dean Ambrose is bleeding a lot every week.
Every week, and motherfuckers bleeding all over the place. But that's Dean. That's what he loves. That's what he fucking loves. As you say, dude, he's a millionaire who does this shit for fun. They said that they're done with each other, yet there was an interaction at the end. I'm thinking maybe we're gonna get a blow off with the Dark Order. I think maybe.
I mean, it looks like a Blackpool Combat Club heel turn.
Oh,
if anything, it could have been one of those things where it's over for now, but like they've moved it to the back burner. Maybe.
I mean, honestly, there shouldn't be another singles match because the way they ended that match, I mean, Hangman literally hung a man.
He literally hung a man with a chain. Oh, the bricks, and then the
like that. I mean, that should be that should be it.
I mean,
that's it, man.
That's like some Boss Man Undertaker bullshit there.
It's for real, Boss Man Undertaker bullshit right there. You're telling me.
Loved it.
Wardlow beat Samoa Joe with his own fucking move. Just to go on and
kind of surprising. I mean, props to Joey Samoa for putting the young kid over. I don't want to say he's I don't want to say he's a young kid. He's a couple years younger than I am.
I was gonna say,
but
he's young in the game. He's
young in the game. He's probably not even young in the game. But I think that was cool that Joe did that for him.
And that almost never happens.
Nah,
it happened twice on Sunday.
Right, it did happen twice on Sunday. But then again, like giggity. We saw what happened with Wardlow, and it's Hobbs now, so it's like you kind of sort of built him back up to beat him, and now it's like everybody lost a little bit. The only person that won in this entire thing was Hobbs.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of put themselves in a situation where it is, damned if we do, damned if we don't. Wardlow loses, he's a 3-day champ, and any kind of momentum we could have built towards to is gone. Hobbs, this whole Book of Hobbs thing they've been doing for the last couple of weeks, and between Dark and Dynamite, if Wardlow would have beat him tonight, then that whole thing would have been a wash. And it's just like, fuck we do.
Honestly, I think, and I know AEW doesn't like to do disqualifications.
Did they have one in their history?
I think that was an instance where Joe should have retained by disqualification. Drop the title to Hobbs. So then Wardlow would come out, cost Joe the match because Joe's a heel. Have Joe kick the referee. Have him kick the referee in the nuts.
I love it.
Personally, I'm cool with Hobbs having it. Like, we've all been pretty big on Hobbs since he got officially signed. But another kind of like situation I was thinking about was having Joe come out and maybe interfering and costing somebody the match, and then we just get a nice little triple threat blow off somewhere along the line.
I was thinking that exact thing. I was thinking it would have been Joe tonight instead of QT, but we got QT instead.
Nobody wants to see that.
Did you notice that stupid emblem, that QTV thing they've been promoting?
I did notice that on his jacket, but what the fuck is it?
I guess that's going to have something to do with him. Because I don't know if you've seen that the factory is gone.
I've noticed that they were gone. Like, I pretty much haven't seen any of the guys.
Well, no, they're legit gone. Somebody said that they broke the factory up. Everybody's on their own now.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Sucks. Well, I mean, I don't know. We talked about Sean Dean in the Ring of Honor one. So, hey, it is what it is. But we get to the tag match, and this is kind of where, the internet went a little crazy. Now, the problem is like you can go ahead and you can say that like you're kind of sort of devaluing the Acclaimed when the Guns beat them, but at the same time, Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal had no fucking reason to be in that goddamn match, not for a long shot. If it wasn't for storyline injuries, I would have much rather the Best Friends over Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, but I would have been just as excited if they would have randomly pulled the dub out of their ass. You know what I mean? It would have been nice.
That would have been something.
But the internet, or should I should just say TikTok nerds, I should just go with that, decided to go bananas when the Guns won because, oh, well, the Guns, listen to the reaction, listen to the reaction, listen to the reaction. Because,
what reaction? There was no reaction.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. It's like they compared it, said, this is the reaction because they got a pop, like a crowd. FTR won, and oh, there's a giant pop. And then the Guns won, and it's dead ass silent. And I'm like, yeah, that's called being a heel. You're not supposed to be liked. They want you to be mad. The people are supposed to be mad that you won. Nobody is supposed to be happy you won.
In very rare circumstances.
Who the fuck? Exactly. But then again, what other fucking team would have been a perfect fucking come out for FTR?
Exactly.
You're really going to have FTR go out there and go stare down the fucking Acclaim? Like, doesn't that kind of feel weird? Doesn't that make FTR heels?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not that time yet. We're waiting for good old Pepsi Phil to come back. But that's probably another subject for another time. Oh, we lost your sound, bro. I lost your sound.
No,
Uh-oh.
All right, but yeah, as we were getting back to technical difficulties aside, here we go back, and it is what it is. The Guns were the perfect guys.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be FTR and the Guns. We'll see how far that whole thing goes. I mean, the rumor behind it all, according to Dax and Cash when they were doing their podcast, is their deal is up in April. Now, it is fucking March the 8th. I don't know when in April. I'm hoping the end of April. But then again, it is March the 8th. So personally, I'm with you. Like, I think Rob was like the first one that said, like, oh, they got new merch. There's no way they're gone. I'm with that move. Why? I mean, if your fucking deal is up in a couple of months, why the fuck are you getting merch?
Right.
The only kind of caveat to that, where, you know, just to play devil's advocate, unless it was already planned.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, you know, they already had it in the pipeline. For example, just, you know, as an example, the WWE US title, the one that Theory has, that
Okay.
design, had been done for like a year and a half. The reason that we didn't see it earlier was they were waiting on the replicas to be done.
Nice.
So what I'm wondering is if this design, they were just waiting for the shirts to be printed, so that way, as soon as FTR comes out with them on for the first time, boom, it's already on shopaew.com.
I mean, that does make a lot of sense.
It does.
TK, pay me for the plug.
You're 1,000%. Welcome. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they're hanging out. But in their promo tonight, besides the stumbling and bumbling and misplacing words, they made it sound like they haven't won the AEW titles before. But it's like, motherfuckers, yes, you have. You won them.
They were the third champions.
I want to
third, fourth.
Yeah, because didn't they beat Kenny and Hanky?
No, they beat the Young Bucks, didn't they?
Had to be the Bucks. Yeah, because it was Kenny and Hangman and they lost to the Bucks.
Wait, no. I thought, and maybe I'm wrong. Didn't the Lucha Brothers beat the Bucks?
Lucha Brothers going to beat the Bucks.
So I think, and then I think the Bucks beat FTR.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
I'm almost certain.
I'm about to say we're all doing
to the Googles.
Right to the Google.
Professor Google.
Yeah, no, FTR beat Hangman and FTR beat Hangman and Kenny. And then the Bucks beat FTR.
Yep.
crazy.
Champ knows.
That's right, baby. That's how it goes. So to finish this, 60 minutes that ended up going 1:05. MJF beats Bryan Danielson 4-3 in a sudden death. I'm quickly going to go through the pinfall. So it was a pinfall from Bryan. Then he got a DQ because he got hit with a low blow. So it was 2-0 Bryan. And then it was back-to-back pins from MJF off the low blow, which was fucking genius. There was the Heat Seeker, which is the like fucking pile driver from the ropes that got MJF up 3-2. Regal stretch, got it back to 3-3. We got to the 60-minute limit. TK said, nah, fuck that shit. MJF, after using the oxen shank on the outside, made Bryan tap with his own move, the LeBell lock. There was plethora of spots in this one. We saw the excellence that is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He has really good mat work. He outworked Bryan Danielson, if you really want to put that story that way. He proved that not only was he the greatest, well, he backed up his claim to be the greatest wrestler there is. You know what I mean? How Bryan would say he's the best in the world. Well, guess what? No, he is. He proved he was better in every form of the matter. We also got the spot with the kid that got tequila thrown on him, and there is a AEW. I want to say it was Scorpio Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And Daz is going to do the editing for this one, so this is probably the best time for Geek of the Week. Or actually, shit mark say. Pause, shit mark say. So, he went on fucking Twitter and said that we should not be praising a kid that got a fucking drink thrown on him. And I'm like, who in the fuck is praising him? Like,
you'd be surprised.
Well, okay, you're probably right on that one. You're 1,000. I probably haven't been able to read it, or I haven't gone fishing for it. But I haven't heard anybody praise the kid. I know that a bunch of people in the crowd try to console the kid, try to give them their own merch. They just spent big hard money on, like, hey, dude, it's okay, buddy, it's all right, it's just a fucking show. And like, I don't know if that's praising.
There was a man. There's a lot going on with that situation. That situation has almost overshadowed the match, to be honest. But there's people just going, "Oh, people are soft." Ted DiBiase. They're comparing that thing with the basketball Ted DiBiase did and kicked the ball or whatever. I was just like, that's kind of different, but whatever. They're
mad different.
Just like, shit like this happens in the 80s all the time. And it's just like, well, 40 years ago, times change, bud.
Times change, baby.
If you go to a wrestling show, you should expect to be part of the show. No.
Maybe as an adult, somebody our age, absolutely.
I mean, I get if that kid was mouthing off or being a little dickhead or whatever, but he was just sitting there minding his business. Like,
yeah.
Fuck.
I guarantee you, MJ probably got spoken to backstage.
Oh, no,
was like, dude, never again.
Well, again, we TK during the presser or the media conference, whatever the fuck they want to call it, he had said that, like, he had a real talk with MJF and, like, this is not actions of a champion and all this and that. And I'm sure, like, that was like a real conversation. Like, hey, dude, you don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to slap a fucking guy's drink out of his hand, a grown ass adult, you fucking go right ahead, but don't ever throw anything to a kid again.
And you know what? I get he's playing the gimmick, but let's be real. Just as an aside, do you really think he's going to be able to get away with half this crap if he goes to the E?
No,
really,
no.
And that's why he's not going to go.
No, and he knows that.
I think we all know that now.
Yeah.
But he would do this one time and he'd be off TV and suspended.
1,000%.
And doing sensitivity training.
Sensitivity training for sure. So
more than likely, that's what he's doing after his rebar mitzvah next week. But
hey, that's right. He does have a rebar mitzvah next week, so we'll see how that whole thing goes. But really quick before we jump on to the next thing, who is next for MJF?
Sounds like Adam Cole, baby.
Sounds like Adam Cole, baby. I like that one. Now, if Adam loses,
Well, MJF's got a list. I mean, he keeps mentioning these people during his presser.
That's true.
I don't know if you've seen the little Cody list he did a couple months ago.
I did. He has like Wardlow is supposedly next.
He's got a couple names on there. Wardlow. He called Darby the school shooter.
Wardlow.
Jungle Boy. He's got a couple of names. It sounds like he's gonna be holding on to this title for a while if he, doesn't throw drinks on kids.
I mean, that's the only thing I could see him really fucking this whole thing up right now. He does love to use a lot of the CM Punk lines, which makes me think that we are going to see Pepsi Phil some point.
No.
You say this, I say this, but the reality is I don't see how it wouldn't work. You know what I mean? It's about making money. The reality is like if we want to be specific really quick, AEW is not garnering as much money as they did when Punk was there. And that's not a lie. That's, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But then again, if we're comparing companies, there's dudes that leave there all the time and their ratings drop too and nobody bitches about it. So, I mean, this is what happens in professional wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever you want to color the page.
As a fan, that dog collar match they had, probably one of the best matches in AEW history.
Oh,
guaranteed. We've only got 4 years of history with this company, but that's definitely up there. And I want to say top 5. If we put a world title in the middle of these two and have them run it back, holy shit. Imagine
the new and improved MJF against the returning Punk.
And I don't like CM Punk at all. But I mean, imagine that match.
I will say this: as far as CM Punk goes, and he is inexorably going to be tied to the All Out presser.
Mm-hmm.
And all I will say, without getting on that whole thing, is a lot of that blame. People blame the Elite, people blame Punk. I say put blame where blame should go. Tony Khan. That blame is 100% on him.
Mm-hmm. Nobody could be knocking on doors if somebody was an actual boss and said, knock it the fuck off.
You cannot be people's friend. You are their boss. Act like it.
Hey, this is Tommy Dreamer, and you're listening to the Max Wrestling Podcast, giving you all your wrestling information to the extreme.
Hey, before we continue on to see what's going down this week, let's go back a little bit in time to this week in wrestling history. Right, so March the 5th, 2016, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Roderick Strong at PWG All-Star Weekend 12, Night 2, for the PWG World Championship as he held it for 489 days, which is the third longest reign in PWG history. The first and second belonged to Bandito at 863, who only defended it 3 times. Now, granted, he was champion during the pandemic, and Adam Cole, baby, who won it for 538, or held it for 538 days, excuse me, but almost doubled, or more than doubled his Bandito's defense with 7. Let's see, March the 6th, 2000, on an episode of Monday Night Raw, we got to see Kurt Angle defend the Intercontinental Championship against Chris Jericho. We saw Crash Holly somehow, some way defeat the humongous Viscera to retain the hardcore title. And we saw a main event that included a steel cage between The Rock and a guy we're not supposed to talk about, but I love him, so eat my shorts, Chris Benoit. And for you Benoit haters out there, he lost, so don't trip. And lastly, March the 8th, 2010, on an episode of TNA Impact, viewers were forced to watch a match that involved Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair not once, but twice. Because at the first time they had a match, it was thrown out because of bullshit DQs. They later on main evented the show in a no DQ tag match. So, of course, both these old bastards gigged, bled all over the place. And if you gave a fuck, Hogan and Abyss were the team, and they won. But as a positive, we got to see Jeff Jarrett get his ass kicked by Robert Roode. I was going to say Roderick Rude, by Robert Roode and James.
And who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love seeing that?
Who doesn't love seeing Jeff Jarrett just get his ass beat left?
That's a positive.
It's always a positive. All right. It was quick. It was short. It was sweet. But that was this week in wrestling history.
Hey, yo, what up? It's Darby Allin, and we're about to take it to the max.
You guys want to have some fun?
What?
Okay.
Let's have a little bit of the fun. Let's see if you guys can get there before we do. If a member of the TSK does not get this in under 2 minutes, there'll be a group-style promo at the end of the show, as the boys will be picking up their mic, cutting a 60-second promo, gets a mystery person at the end of the show. It is time to guess the wrestler.
I wonder who this could possibly be.
Who is it? Who the hell is it?
Guess the wrestler. He's the wrestler, better than all the wrestlers.
We're going to give these guys a little bit of extra because this is Rob's first time. So, we got to ease him into it.
You always remember your first time.
Hey, you always remember your first time. How you doing? So what we're going to do is I'm going to run down a list of accolades and some lovely clues to get you intrigued of who this person is. And because it's your first time, I'll give you an extra 30 seconds. So let me get the timer going. Bloop, 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 bloop. All right. Timer starts as soon as I finish the first question. So let's go with really quick. No, I don't want to go just right there. All right, this guy started his professional wrestling career at Southwest Championship Wrestling in 1975. He went on to win the Mid-Atlantic Championship. He went on to win the NWA Television Championship 3 times, NWA National Heavyweight Championship 1 time, U.S. Heavyweight Championship 1 time, and was a 2-time Tag Team Champion Mid-Atlantic with Arn Anderson.
Tully?
If we go to, that was in the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. If we go to Pro Wrestling Insider, he was PWI'd Feud of the Year in 1987, the Four Horsemen and the Superpowers, Four Horsemen versus the Superpowers and the Road Warriors.
Gotta be Tully.
Yeah, gotta be Tully.
It's gotta be Tully. I kind of half gave it away right there because it is what it is, but hey, fucking Tully goddamn Blanchard, baby. So that's it. No guess, no promo at the end of this gimmick, but that's okay. That's all right. If you guys tune into the next Kicking It with the TSK, in all reality, we all got to do some karaoke. So just letting y'all boys know right now. We all got one wrong.
Yeah.
That was it. We got one wrong.
I mean, how else was that going to happen?
Oh, Lord. All right.
Tell you that you should quit trying. You were too small and you were too young. They tell you the chance is too slim, the world is too big, but you say how come? I'm ready to light a new fire, raise a new flag across a new sea. And if I'm never the one in your way, then put your head down and run right through me.
We are 3 weeks away from PromoMania VIII. And I was going to come on the show this week and talk shit about my opponents, the MDO. And hell, maybe that's why the TSK kicked me off my own damn show and took it over. But Travis the Walker Anderson and Cypher. Like I said, I was going to come on the show and talk shit about you, but you know what? This week, I'm not going to do that. See, there's a reason that this week's episode is for Travis. And if you know, you know. If you don't, just understand one thing. This goes beyond rivalries, beyond storylines, beyond matches, beyond promos, beyond everything. So this week, instead of talking shit about the MDO and about Cypher and about Travis especially, I decided I would just get a little something off my chest. So this is probably the best story that I have been involved with in Max Wrestling. We've gone all the way since last summer. And Travis has been one hell of an adversary, one hell of an opponent, one hell of a challenger. And now we come to PromoMania, where one of our two teams is about to become tag team champions, first ever tag team champions in Max Wrestling. And I realized maybe that's what we were building to this whole time. This war between factions. Maybe it was always about preparing you for tag team titles. Well, I feel blessed to have had an adversary like Travis. And I feel grateful that we are going to end this story on the grandest stage we have, PromoMania. So I've said enough nice things, and you know what? Just like the snow behind me, this too shall pass. TSK's takeover shall pass, and next week, 1 week before Max Wrestling's 8th anniversary, your captain will be back. And from then on, it's business as usual.
Hi, this is Rain Cruz, winner of WWE Announcer Contest on TikTok. And you're listening to the Max Wrestling Podcast. It's time to take it to the max!
Welcome back to the TSK Takeover. We are here each and every Thursday, or at least I am. Each and every Thursday. Do not forget to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you are joining us. And if you head on over to our website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.uk, we will greatly appreciate you. Make sure to hit us subscriber goal to 500. We're trying to get there. We're trying to get us going. We're trying to get paid in this piece. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out. And the only way we can do that is by you guys hitting the follow button and making sure to, share with your friends. But still to come, we got Geek of the Week, Best of the Week. And for this week and this week alone, we only had the one shitmark say. So that already passed. But PromoMania is upon us. And this is an event of epic proportions. It is just it's too big for one night. We're coming at you 2 nights. Coming at you March 28th and the 30th. Get a load of this lineup. After Attacking the Phoenix, that podcast, Promo Rumble 8, Ted P. De Niro is officially back in action as they go one-on-one in exhibition promo for night 1. Also on night 1, we have the featured of the 6th annual Iron Bank Challenge. The winner can cash in at any time on any champion for up to a year, or they can book themselves in the main event, call it the DC Way. This year, we so far have 3 competitors already filled in. It's myself, it's Travis Walker Anderson, it's last year's winner, DC Daniel Crimmins, and we've got 1 spot opened. Do you or do you not have what it takes to be the Iron Bank Challenger? So, the oldest feud in Max Wrestling comes full circle as the man they call Beer challenges Kenny Killer for the Knowledge Championship in full trivia mayhem. It'll be 5 rounds of various trivia challenges to finally settle the score. Will it be Beer? Will it be Kenny Killer? Who will be your Knowledge Champion? Speaking of settling the scores, they have faced each other on multiple occasions. But Robert Davis has decided it is time to come out of retirement, and he will go one-on-one, toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano with the man they call the podcast machine, Michael Larkin, as they go one more time in promo exhibition. And for the first time ever, we are going to have tag team champions crowned on Max Wrestling. After a year-long feud, it comes down to the Cypher and the Walker, representing the Modern Day Outlaws against the Phoenix and the Sheep, representing the Dragon Club, who will make history at PromoMania. And as stated during the break, I should say last week, the lawyer, Chad Malcolm, has decided he's going to face me for the Max Wrestling World Championship, the vacant Max Wrestling World Championship, and that is a beautiful segue for me to announce my huge announcement. Because the fun thing is, last year's Max Wrestling World Championship was defended in a cinematic match. It's doing it all over again. It'll be me. It'll be Chad. Cinematic warfare, and you're going to get your ass kicked. Lastly, don't forget, we got the predictions. Actually, no, excuse me. Hold the phone. He's right here, and I can't forget about him. The main event of the evening. As booked by last year's Iron Bank winner, Daniel Crimmins. It'll be the TV championship against him and the darkest creature in the realm, the Demoness. My skin is crawling. And of course, do not forget, Predictions Championship is on the line for WrestleMania 39, and Group MVP will be decided. Keep posting, commenting on Max Wrestling. You can do that right now. Everybody except for Alex, you can go fuck yourself. And somebody needs to dethrone Trav, so let's get to work.
And let's not forget, I got myself a little announcement.
Oh, that's right. Do you want to get that now?
Oh yeah, we're doing it now.
Right now. Announcement after announcement. We're doing it better than TK.
This is going to be the biggest main event in PromoMania history. To have there be no doubt when I retain my title, and I will, and that's not a prediction, that is a spoiler. I am updating the challenge to an old school promo back. What does that mean? That means old school rules apply. I am challenging her to 3 judges. I pick a judge. She picks a judge. Third judge, the captain. There will be no doubts. There must be a winner. I am so convinced that I will win that if I do not, I will never compete in a promo again.
Wow.
I guarantee victory.
Wow. You have heard it here first, so let me update you.
It's in your balls in your court.
Let me update the main event card for you. The Demoness versus DC Daniel Crimmins for the television championship in old school promo warfare. 3 judges decide your winner. If DC loses, this is the last promo he cuts on Max.
Ever.
And if you need more of his old stuff, make sure to go to maxwrestling.net.weebly.com/PromoMania VIII for all the information you need. So let's get into some quick WWE news to get the blood flowing, I guess. So the number one thing I got to talk about, or we got to bring up, is Senor John Cena is back in the WWE. He came home to Boston, and he challenges Austin Theory. It's official. It is not Theory and Seth or whatever other ones we thought. It's Theory and Cena, for the U.S. title. Does this mean John walks into the Raw after Mania in L.A. as the U.S. champ?
No.
No, come on.
I mean, as much fun as it would be to see the Cena U.S. Open Challenge again, I mean, nah.
We can have the Theory Open Challenge, right?
It's to steal a phrase from Cena. Theory's time is now.
This is true. He's hot.
Theory, he's still a young kid. He's like 24, 25-ish.
Not even that old.
I was going to say, no, I don't even think that.
22, 23.
Oh,
if he goes on this path and keeps on this trajectory and stays healthy, he could be wrestling for another 20 years.
Oh, for sure.
If not longer.
Absolutely.
Look at him. He has the look of somebody that the E would want to build their company around. Mm-hmm. He's got a youthful look. He's good on the mic. He's only gotten better since he's been on the main roster.
Facts.
He's the kind of guy you can put on the shitty USA Network shows. You can put him on movies. If they get bought out by Disney, you can put him on whatever show, whatever Star Wars show Disney has at the time.
Yeah. I think Theory is definitely a guy that you can do that with. He can be the new kind of Cena, the baby face looking kid that can go in and he can play the rugged Marine, or he can play the goofy dude on Nickelodeon. He's got the body, he's got the look, he's got the young man appeal, if you will. He's got a lot riding for him. Absolutely. But I think we've fantasy booked like the guy, and if he does do like an open challenge, he'll turn around and just lose. Is that going to bother?
See, the thing of it is,
no.
There's more of an upside for Theory winning than there is for Cena winning. Like, Cena wins, okay. What next? if Theory loses, I feel like it would do more damage to him to lose.
I think so too.
Not really.
No, you don't think so?
No, he's still young. Like, if he loses, big deal. He can still wrestle for 25 years.
But in the land of the E, where it looks like Papa H is no longer as in charge as we hoped for, and it looks like it's going to be the old man again, or at least he's trying his damnedest to get back in there.
McMahon.
You fucking get it. You really don't think that they're like now is the best time to capitalize on Theory to try to run with him as long as you have him?
Oh, it's the best time to do it. But I'm saying if he does lose, it's not going to be that big of a deal. What are they going to do? Send him back down to NXT? They've already done that.
Well, they did that with Gargano.
Yeah. Well, I think that's different reasons.
Yeah.
We'll have to get into that one though in a bit. So I mean,
the worst thing that's going to happen, the old man's going to give him his fucking phone back, and he's going to start taking selfies again.
Yeah, that's about the worst of it. I think that's you're 1,000 on that one.
Yeah.
But speaking of the old man being back, and this reeks of the old man, Trish and Lita are going to be in a three-way or 6-man tag against Damage Control with their team of Becky on their side.
Giggity.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind looking at them. You know what I'm saying? The teenager in me is in love all over again. But why are you on my television in my 30s?
Because Trish is still hot.
I'm not going to deny that one. That is
Lita still looks incredible.
That is a stellar argument. Isn't she already 50?
Who?
She's 47.
Okay.
Lita? Yeah. It's not quite 50.
Okay, well, they're both hot as shit, so let's just stick with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, do we care though? Aren't they the fucking like tag champs though? Women's tag champs?
Yeah, Becky and Lita.
So fuck those belts.
I mean, we've been on fuck those belts for a while now.
You're not wrong.
The latest rumor that I heard is there is a plan to possibly have Lita and Becky wrestle both nights, and have them, because I guess the plan is still to have Ronda and
That's
Shayna.
The smartest move. And if you're gonna go out there and beat anybody, beat the old ladies in a minute.
You know, I think what you do, honestly, you have Ronda and Shayna win it before Mania, or you have some other throwaway team. Like I don't even know who's there.
You got to get it off of them. I'm with that move.
Yeah.
You know, and I will say this as an aside, I love that we are getting the badass Shayna again.
Yes.
Like,
good Shayna.
Make her what she was in NXT, and where she would just wreck everybody. She was the female Brock.
Mm-hmm.
And we loved it.
She killed everybody in that elimination chamber, and it amounted to nothing.
It did amount to absolutely.
That still haunts my brain.
And then she got punked out at Mania.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we brought up Johnny Gargano and his return to NXT, or it quite possibly a little bit. Is this a bad thing?
No.
Mm-mm. And I'll tell you why. I don't think it is. I think they are waiting to bring him back up to the main until Ciampa's ready.
Okay.
And I think we get DIY.
Well, he's just going to finish this storyline he started with Grayson Waller. I mean, he only didn't finish it because he took a break when his kid was born.
I was gonna say, yeah, didn't he have like a kid, and the whole thing just kind of went?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I like it. I mean, the idea of fucking Sean coming out of retirement to face a nerd like Grayson Waller kind of made me laugh.
Yeah.
I was like, no, he's too
Do we not remember the last time Sean wrestled?
I do remember the last time Sean wrestled. That's exactly why I say no.
Jonathan is smart. He knows he can't do it, so he won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's even said, like, there was an interview. I think it was Sam Roberts did an interview with Michaels, and HBK even said, he said that match was an absolute mistake. He said we got to the back. He said I knew it. I knew it was time. He said no. Hunter knew it was time.
Yeah, I mean Hunter, even with his swollen titty and all, you could see him laying on Hunter and going, "We're too old for this shit, bro."
Like, what are we doing, dog?
That whole match was like just none of the 4 guys involved in that match should have been involved.
Absolutely not. No, it was a geriatric match to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, that match in 1998 would have been great. Not in 2018 or 19, whenever the hell it was.
Even like 2005, 2010ish, it would have been.
Yeah,
fine.
Exactly. Like, fucking even late 2010s or like mid 2010s. 2015. Okay, fine. Give me like, no, that's probably around the time. No, like early 2000s. You're probably right.
2010's like your cutoff.
Yeah, you're probably right there. But I mean, like, did everybody get hurt in that match?
Yeah.
I think like literally everybody got hurt to some degree. And it was like, okay, it was embarrassing. Fucking Sean's thing came off and he looked really weird, extra bald, and it's just all fucking hell broke loose. It was all bad. But we switch over to AEW really quickly to finish up for Dynamite. Hobbs won the TNT title with some help of QT. You know, we had talked earlier about maybe it was Joe that could have been better off. How long does Hobbs hold on to this thing? Who can he beat to make himself look strong? And who could be the person to take it off?
Danhausen.
I will never disagree with Danhausen.
I mean, he's the strongest man in the world. He could lift 7 elephants.
7 elephants in 3 beds.
With one finger.
With one finger. I think this will be an interesting run because it's a fresh face. Somebody we don't see or haven't seen very much of lately, at least. Mm-hmm. I mean, this will create a lot of opportunity.
1,000%
on the loaded roster. We can.
It is.
We can get some cool stuff coming up.
And it's better this way than it bounced back and forth.
Yes.
There's. I think Hobbs. You could have Ethan Page. You could have there's so many people out there that we could get, and like, who else would you have had to take off him? Give it back to Sammy for the millionth time?
Jungie?
John Silver.
I mean, yeah, that's a guy. You want to build a guy? John Silver. Fucking Orange Cassidy, if he eventually drops this All Atlantic to somebody, or International, to somebody, why not be TNT champ?
I mean, there's a lot of potential here.
Yes, there's a lot of potential, a lot of potential. So, I want to move because I think the next topic I actually have lined up is bigger than this one, but I want to skip. We'll skip it right now because I'll finish it. All Atlantic is being leveled up to the international title, and because of that, we got an announcement for it. We, the Marks, or at least myself, and I'll raise my hand for this one, are dying for a fucking Forbidden Door 2. You are fucking me around with every goddamn special announcement that's coming out of your fucking ears. You're like, and then on top of that, your fucking special announcement started with the whole, oh, well, I've officially made Jeff Jarrett and Orange Cassidy. What?
Literally nobody wants this.
Nobody wants this.
It's just the
people in 1995 don't even fucking want this.
No. Again, I'm watching retro. I don't want to watch this shit. Fuck no.
You know what? I'll say it. FTK.
Hey, there we go. FTK right now. I mean, hey, you're making bad moves, bud. You're doing some stuff that is fucking mad ass questionable. So I can't blame that one. But FTK. The hot one, the hottest, I should say, for my personal opinion, coming out of AEW was Bryan Danielson's, I guess, post-match interview, post-match promo, whatever you want to call it, after his gruesome battle with MJF. And he's crying, and he says he's not able to feel his arms, and he lost some feeling in his legs, and he's afraid he can't hold his children. That MJF said all these things, and they ended up coming true. And now he's going to, quote-unquote, go home. Does Bryan go to Ring of Honor? Is this Bryan's way of going off TV to get ready for G1? Or is this Bryan saying, thanks so much, and waving us goodbye?
don't necessarily think this is goodbye.
No, I think he goes away for a bit. I think this kind of settles down. Let the water settle.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back, challenges him one more time for the title. And MJF says, "Well, I've already beaten you. I have no reason to take the challenge unless you put your career on the line."
Okay. Don't hate it.
I think he does show up in ROH too.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, he's OG ROH. I mean,
he is.
Why would he not?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we even had a point where it was like, dude, make him Ring of Honor champ. You're going to tell me that wouldn't sell Ring of Honor?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So there's already people going around, and the reason why I had to make this a part of the show is literally from the time we got done watching Dynamite in the 15-minute span it took for us to start the show. TikTok is getting flooded with, "Oh no, he's retiring." No, he's not retiring. And if he is, you know what? The fucking guy would deserve it. But
absolutely,
he's not gonna fucking retire.
No. How long has he been in AEW? 2 years?
2.
I mean,
I want to say yeah. That sounds right.
I mean, most of these guys sign contracts for 3 to 5 years. So, if anything, he's got a year left.
They are working you just like when that. I mean, y'all remember that Mark Henry promo where he said, "I'm coming home.
I'm coming home," and then he went on to win the world title. What do you know?
But I mean, one thing we brought up, at least in our little group, in our Discord group, is every week it's Mox, Jericho, and Brian. Like these guys, I mean, need a break. They
do need a break.
They've done a tremendous job since the fallout from All Out of kind of carrying the company and restoring morale and just going out there and being the leaders that we all know they could be. And maybe Brian's ready just to say, "Okay, guys, I'm going on vacation for 6 weeks. I'll see you later.
I'll see you guys later.
Gonna go plant some stuff in my garden. Gonna go, throw some kids down at the dojo with my BJJ belt.
That's right, baby.
Go hang out with my kids. Go hang out with my hot wife. Hey, how you doing? Take a little break. That's all I'm saying. Mox is going to keep killing people, and Jericho's going to keep Jericho.
He's going to, because he's a wizard.
He's a wizard, bitch. Oh God. I mean, I'm in a million. I'm clamoring for B-Dry for a lot of AEW guys to go into the G1. But with that being said, I look at Brian and I worry.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, can you really do a G1, dude?
G1's are no joke.
Like Mox, he'll fucking do a G1 and then ask to do another fucking G1 because he's fucking just that crazy of a bastard.
But, and probably turn him into death too while he's at it.
Fucking, you know what I mean? He'll do it on the side.
Yeah.
He'll do it on the side. He'll wrestle a G1, go do a fucking death match, come back tomorrow, do a G1, go do a death match.
For funsies.
For fun, exactly.
But yeah, I'm with you on that. G1 is pretty rough. And I think even TK is going like, "Nah, dude. I'm not going to risk you getting hurt. Having the brutal matches for 4 or 5 weeks straight and have you get hurt. Like, protect your investment."
Knowing how hard people kick in strong style and like, I get it. He wants to do it.
That would be fun.
Everything that you went through to come back, you're jeopardizing it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to, I can't disagree there.
I mean, bring some of those guys over for Dynamite. Like, bring Shingo over, Shingo and Daniel.
Thank you.
How rad would that be?
That'd be amazing. I mean, they've wanted it.
Juice. Give me Juice and Danielson.
Juice and Danielson, like he just showed up. Juice did, or not just. And that's the other thing. There's other people super pissed off about that whole thing and the fucking, well, if he's signed with the company, it's not a forbidden door thing. Like, it's still a thing, dude. They played Bullet Club music. The idea was you were thinking it was somebody not Juice Robinson. But oh well. You know, you can be dumb as hell. Again, that's fucking idiots on fucking TikTok and Twitter for you. So.
I'm sure some nerds thought it was Jay White.
Hey, a bunch of fucking people did. A bunch of people did, and I was like, why? Why on a Dynamite bit that a fucking nothing happening show? Why?
More than likely, we know where Jay White's going.
It'll probably be the
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's at the point where he wants.
Well, no, hold on, stop. I think you're right on that, but here was the thing that I was talking about with some fucking nerds on TikTok actually, and it was I think he wants to go there because he understands. Look at the fucking AEW roster. You know what I mean? You got Kenny Omega. You know what I mean? You got Jericho. You got Mox. You got this whole plethora of people. You know, and I'm gonna be. Oh, I have this thing with the Elite, and I have this thing with them, and and he might want fresh. He might want new. He may want. I don't want this. I want to go to the E. I want to not only get paid, but I want to be the only other Bullet Club dude. Now, I'm not AJ. I'm the guy that surpassed AJ. You know what I mean? I'm better than that Kenny guy, than this guy, than that. And he can play up to that in the E. If he goes to AEW, I really do think that it would be hard for him to get lost in the shuffle, but that shuffle will end up happening and he will get lost.
Mm-hmm. And sooner rather than later.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
Jay White versus Finn. You can't tell me that wouldn't be incredible.
He is too good. You know, I used to shit on this guy.
Finn. Give me Jay versus AJ or anybody.
There's a list, bud, like this. Just doing this.
Jay versus Sammy. Jay versus Sami Zayn.
And if he does go to WWE, he's got somebody to vouch for him. You know, Finn Balor's the one that got him into Fale Dojo. So,
hey, there you go.
I mean, if I've got Finn Balor backing me, we'll be all right.
Fucking heard that. If Finn Balor's got my back, it is what it is. So, with that being said, we're gonna get it with Geek of the Week. Let's hit that shit.
Pencil neck geek, grit-eating freak, scum-sucking peahead with a lousy physique. He's a one-man, no-cut, losing streak. Nothing but a pencil neck geek. Pencil neck geek.
All right, Geek of the Week this week, super simple, and I think I got him with it last week. It's Tony Khan. Tony Khan. I'm sorry. Besides fucking Scorpio Sky and the dumb comment he made, the Geek of the Week this week, it's got to be Tony Khan. Dumb booking decision.
Right.
This is the second title match Jeff Jarrett is in the same amount of weeks. In the same amount of weeks. Are you fucking kidding me? Jeff Jarrett is getting his second title match in the second week
in 2023.
In 2023, this is not 1996 WCW. This is not 2007 TNA. This is 2023 AEW. A guy who is in his 60s. What are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. So because of that, you, sir, are the Geek of the Week. But the best of the week is somebody way cooler than TK. And that's the man they call Orange Cassidy. I have to give it to him. His opening match tonight on Dynamite was absolutely excellent. He is won 12 matches in a row as All-Atlantic champion. It's soon to be international champion. If I swear to God, if he loses to Jeff Jarrett, TK has officially going to, or should I say, will officially be redubbed. What's her fucking name? Goddamn. I'm going to call her fucking Tony Dixie. I'm going to call him Tony, or no, fucking Dixie Khan. There you go, Dixie Khan.
Dixie Khan.
There it is.
I like that.
It's official. If Jeff Jarrett fucking wins the international title, it is officially Dixie Khan.
He will.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
All right, so like I said, we are going to skip shit mark say. I think we got one in there, so let's leave it at that. But that's going to be it for us. So we absolutely appreciate you. There is no 60-second promo this week. We're too fucking smart for the game, so get on over it. But I appreciate y'all spending your Thursday with us. Thanks for hanging out with the TSK as Daz is taking the day off. So that is it. But before we get out of here, of course, we got to talk about all the fun stuff going down with Retro and TSK. With that being there, retros are waiting to drop. I'm not gonna lie. You want to know what it is, and I'm gonna be blunt, honest, fucking like transparent with everybody. It's a thumbnail. It's a stupid thumbnail. It's like that's it. I don't have that, so I can't post the video. I have both episodes 61 and 62 of Retro Rewind done. That is going to be a Raw and a Nitro. And I want to say the Survivor Series episode that we had lots of cuts in that one, but it's still fun nonetheless. And as for Kicking It with the TSK, it should also drop with this episode. You might have a double episode Thursday if Daz hooked it up that way. Kicking It with the TSK is doing a weekly Ring of Honor review since weekly television for Ring of Honor has come back. So we took care of that, and there's like 4 or 5 day old predictions. You can go ahead and ignore them, kiss my ass. They're still there because we sound awesome doing it. And there's a stipulation with those predictions that we'll get to when we do the next episode, which will be later on down this week, and maybe could drop Monday, Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. But of course, you can make sure of that by following all the socials, which is the Evil Twitter Machine, Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, and at SMRPodNet. And, of course, the lovely website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. And do not forget to hit that lovely follow and subscribe button on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the social media all over the place. So, before we get completely out of here, we've got to get the guys with some plugs. So, Rob, what's the gimmick? What's happening in the death metal scene?
So, this is my first time on Max. I've been invited several times. Several. But this is my first time. If you like what you heard, you come check us out on our Facebook group, RWT, Raw Wrestling Talk. Come check us out there. Anything to do with me, I've got 2 bands I play in, death metal, if you're into that type of thing. All my socials, everything else you want to go hit, hey, it's Linktree/hey, it's Rob. Come say hi.
Come say hi. Come kick it. And, of course, you can always catch him and DC on Kicking It with the TSK and Retro Rewind. But, of course, DC, you hit him with the huge announcement. Any last words for your opponent as I think, 20-plus days away for PromoMania?
I think it's a foregone conclusion. Gonna hit you with a spoiler real quick. The winner and still... There's a new person sitting on top of the throne.
Ooh, Lord. It's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. But that's it. With all that being said, join us next week, motherfuckers, as we break down that whole week in wrestling nonsense. Daz will have some stuff written down so it sounds more better next week. But we'll catch y'all there. Thank y'all for watching the TSK takeover of Max Wrestling. We'll catch y'all later. Good night. Mwah. And good night back. It doesn't matter because I'm the world champ next week, bitch. Or in 3 weeks. That fucking whole thing.